they've forgotten this much particular book that you're speaking about. How far can we validate its authenticity?
How far can we validate the authenticity of the Bible?
Be-
Which ones were upheld by a specific group of people who had an agenda?
Not
Doctrinal agenda. What makes the church special?
okay. So before we go there.
Are you a Roman Catholic?
No, not
Why are you-
Catholic. We're not talking about Catholics here.
Your church didn't exist. Charismaticism didn't exist at that time.
But we are not
Methodism did not exist at that time. Anglicanism did not exist. Lutheranism did not exist. There were no reformists, no evangelists at that time. The only church that existed was Roman Catholic.
Okay, no problem.
Yes or no?
Let's do this.
Yes or no?
Let's do
Yes or no? Historically, not belief.
Abba.
Yes or no? At that time, the only church that existed was Roman Catholic.
Abba ushakakhulu.
Yes or no?
Lima.
No, it's
Listen.
simple.
No.
Yes or no?
I cannot
Did
validate. Listen.
Pastor Banban, Pastor Chris, and Christ Embassy exist at that time?
No, it was not there.
No.
I
Was
cannot-
charismaticism a thing at that time?
That's not the
Was
authority.
revivalism a thing at that time? Was Pentecostalism a thing at that time?
Christ Embassy is not the authority of
No,
the
no.
church.
This is why I'm saying
And
the
so-
church then was the Catholic Church. Can we agree on the historicity of that fact?
Most of the guys and the bishops that wrote were within the.
Can
the
we
particular-
agree on the fact that the only church at that time was Catholicus?
You're having a conversation with the cameras. You're not having a conversation with.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Was
So
the Catholic
I'm asking
Church
you.
yes or no?
Okay, wait. I'm asking you to have a conversation with me, not with the cameras.
Mhm.
A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his own opinions. Now, this is what we see in this interview of Ricky and Abba. What we see is Abba giving a lecture instead of having a conversation with Ricky. Now, what's the point of inviting somebody to your platform if you're not going to allow them to speak? How do you reject an answer that I'm giving you, even if I'm not even done giving you the answer? Now, he knew that if he was to let him give the answers to his questions, he knew that at some point his beliefs were going to be exposed and his knowledge was going to be exposed, and the information he keeps on presenting was going to be exposed. In simple terms, the fact that he is a fraud was going to be exposed. So what do I think about this whole Abba and Ricky interview? I think that even for me watching it, it was pointless because we were there to watch, not because of I'm a Christian, but because we were there to watch Abba rant. Because every time Ricky tried to give an answer to his questions, he had to cut him off. Apart from cutting him off, he already had the answers in his head. So Abba wanted the answers that he already had in his head. Now, just because of something is written does not mean that it's true or it's right. His approach to this interview has exposed him in a way. He knows how smart Ricky is, and he knew that if Ricky was to be given a chance to express himself fully in this discussion, he was going to be embarrassed. So apart from him making all the noise, I would say that he kind of exposed himself. And he exposed the fact that these people do not really know anything and they've never debated somebody who knows the things that they are opposing. I'm going to do a proper video and it's going to be available on Friday on this because there are points that he mentioned and I feel like they're important for us to know. For example, the one about the first church, the one about the lost books of the Bible and the forgotten books of Eden. So I feel like we need to go deeper on those and check out some sources and information and also how do we validate the Bible? How is the Bible true? Why do we believe that the Bible is true? I feel like we can go deeper on those, right? I'm gonna bring in some sources. I'm gonna bring in some sources and some channels for you to check out, right? Some channels for you to check out, some websites and all that. Yeah. And yeah, until that time, God bless.